His time is coming. His time is coming. Yes, it doesn't look good at all for Keir Starmer, as unsurprisingly his support is getting weaker and weaker as the days go by. Yesterday, he managed to insult an entire country by branding them racist, and it's safe to say the people of Northern Ireland did not take too kindly to that. Now, there has been a poll, and it seems the Prime Minister's support has fell off a cliff, as over half the country say we are moving in the wrong direction. Let's dig into the details, but first hit the like and subscribe button and join our fast-growing community. Yes, more than half of people think Britain is moving in the wrong direction, according to a poll which shows a drop in favourability for Keir Starmer and his cabinet. The poll by Ipsos showed a post-general election drop in the perception of the Prime Minister, as well as his deputy Angela Rayner and Chancellor Rachel Reeves. Of those polled, 22% said that they think things in Britain are heading in the right direction, 52% in the wrong direction, and 19% neither. Deputy Prime Minister Ms Rayner also faced a dip in ratings. Some 33% said they were favourable towards Ms Rayner, and 36% unfavourable. There has been a slight increase in the numbers of those who hold unfavourable opinions towards Home Secretary Yvette Cooper and Chancellor Ms Reeves. Some 28% said they are favourable towards Ms Cooper, and 33% unfavourable, with 27% favourable towards Ms Reeves, and 35% unfavourable. This is very concerning for Labour, and follows on from the nightmare of a speech he made in Northern Ireland. The Prime Minister said the disorder was incapable of justification, it's clearly racist, and does not represent the modern, forward-looking Northern Ireland that I know this place is. As we stated, the people of Northern Ireland have not taken kindly to this claims at all. In other news, a former chairman of the Conservative Party has said he thinks Sir Keir Starmer is making a mistake to conflate concerns about immigration with racism. Sir Jake Berry said in an interview, "It's right that if this woman lobbed a brick at a police officer, that she's been sent to prison, because an attack on the police is an attack on society. It's an attack on all of us." But let's just take a step back about the big mistake I think Keir Starmer is making here. The reason the Conservatives lost the election so badly is for election after election. We promised that we were going to get a grip on immigration. We didn't. The British people punished us, and I think they will do the same with Keir Starmer. He's not quite there, but he's almost saying to be concerned about immigration, you are racist. You are not. He's not said that, but it feels like the implication of what he is saying. And I'm concerned about immigration, and I'm not racist. I'm actually really worried about the violence we're seeing from these counter-protesters from the hard left who are going along to these 20 people turning up in Bournemouth to protest quite peacefully. It looked like an England game, more than any sort of protest. Then you have these hard left protests where there has been a lot of violent disorder, particularly in London. What is happening to those people? I'm not aware of any arrests. And this plays into this narrative of this two-tier policing, which I think is corrosive for the country. The protests we saw in Leeds, there was very little policing of those even though a bus was set on fire. They're saying, from London to Gaza, we want an intifada. To me, that is very, very concerning. And if you look at the other news about prisoners being released early, so space can be found for these protesters. What you will have is people who have robbed your house, nicked your car, got in a violent assault outside a pub. They're going to be released early, so somebody who's retweeted something on the internet can be sent to prison. King Charles has arrived in Southport ahead of his meeting with the survivors of a mass stabbing last month. The monarch is meeting some of the children who were taking part in a Taylor Swift-themed class at a dance centre when a knifeman carried out the offensive. His Majesty will also thank emergency workers and the local community following a spate of riots across the town and the UK. It comes after 3 young girls were stabbed to death on July 29th. Bebe King, 6, Elsie Stankham, 7, and Alice da Silva Aguiar. 9 were killed and 10 others were injured. This afternoon, the King was greeted by members of the community in Southport. He was spotted shaking hands with people outside of the town hall and reacting to the hundreds of flowers and tributes left by the community. Later today, Charles is set to meet representatives from Merseyside's emergency services and local community groups. Charles praised the community spirit, compassion and resilience that countered aggression and criminality from the rioters. In a statement, the king said that he hoped mutual respect and understanding would continue to unite the nation. The 75-year-old and Queen Camilla said they were profoundly shocked following the knife attack last month. The sovereign will also meet the bereaved families from Southport in London tomorrow. He is expected to offer his condolences and support to the families of the victims after 3 young girls were killed. In the 10 days after the stabbings, riots erupted across the UK and resulted in 422 people in England and Wales being charged in connection with the violent disorder. The king will be speaking to those affected by the riots in Southport later today. Some 600,000 more Britons are losing more of their hard-earned cash to HM Revenue and Customs via a stealth tax on investments, according to new research. Analysis conducted by AJ Bell found that the number of investors who are paying tax on dividends has doubled in the past 4 years. This is primarily due to the tax allowances being clashed under the last Conservative government, under former Chancellor Jeremy Hunt's tenure at the Treasury. Hunt cut the tax-free thresholds on dividend income from $1,000 to $5,000 in April, after halving it from $2,000 last year. This year, 1.2 million higher-rate taxpayers are set to be in line to pay dividend tax, a jump from just 556,000 during the 2021-22 tax year. Based on figures from a Freedom of Information request, close to 20% of higher-rate taxpayers will be slapped with a stealth tax on their investments in 2024-25. As such, these taxpayers will collectively pay a tax bill worth $6.2 billion, which is $2 billion increase over the last 4 years. On top of this, experts have long warned of the impact of fiscal drag which occurs when tax allowances remain the same while incomes rise. During his time as Chancellor, Hunt froze tax thresholds until at least 2028 in an attempt to generate revenue for HMRC. With fiscal drag and allowance cuts combined, around 3.6 million investors will pay $17.8 billion in dividend tax. In comparison, there was only 1.8 million taxpayers paying this levy over 2021-22. Laura Souter, the Director of Personal Finance at AJ Bell, said, "The government slashing the tax breaks on dividends means that almost 2 million more people will have to pay the tax. With the limit sitting at just $500, more basic rate taxpayers with modest investment portfolios are having to pay the tax. If your investment portfolio is yielding 5%, you only need to have $10,000 invested to hit the tax-free limit. Workers in the additional rate of 45% will likely have to pay the majority of the UK's dividend tax bill. Around 320,000 of these earners, who make more than $125,140, are forecast to pay $10.4 billion, which means an average tax bill of $32,578 each." What are your thoughts on Keir Starmer and him losing the confidence of the UK? Let me know down in the comments section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. As always, please do hit the like button and subscribe button for more content like this. A big thank you to all of you, as we passed 40,000 subscribers. Join the community. Take care. Goodbye.